this one dude in chapter 32, there is this dude, he shows up out of nowhere. And then he leaves without a trace. I like to think of him as like the Batman of the Bible. All right? Yeah, you didn't even know Batman was in the Bible. He is. I'm pretty sure of it. This dude, his name is Elihu. That's his name. Now, you got to understand this. This story, the land of Uz, was not a Hebrew nation. These are not Israelites. These are people on the earth. All of a sudden, here comes this guy out of nowhere. He has a Hebrew name. Now, there's an origin story to Elihu because it tells a little bit about him. And whatever scripture I have next up here to throw up, there it is, 32:2. I was just checking to see if you guys knew. See if y'all need to do more Bible study. But Elihu, son of Barkel, I have no idea how to pronounce that name, and I looked it up on YouTube, and there was nothing. I couldn't even find it, so ever how I want to pronounce it. It says, Barkel the Buzite. Now, this origin story right here, this little bit that is telling us about Elihu, shows us, it points to that he is a descendant of Abraham. So now here we got this guy just showing up, this Hebrew name, a descendant of Abraham, and he starts talking to Job. He is not one of the three friends. He just shows up. He appears, disappears without a trace. His name, Elihu, it means, my God is he. And we go through 6 chapters, after already going through 27 chapters of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We go through 6 chapters of nothing but Elihu talking, and he starts talking to Job, and he points out, hey, Job, you are so focused on all of these things that you've been doing. All these great things and how great you are and how it used to be. You're so focused on that, and he points to his self-righteousness. Now, self-righteousness, what does that mean? It just means not knowing or lack of knowledge. So he's saying you have lack of knowledge in this area. And then Elihu starts pointing Job to God and the ways of God. Now, when I read the Old Testament, it's open it up because I used to be like, I ain't reading no Old Testament. I was just not into it. But looking for Jesus in these Old Testament stories is key. So here, I'm not saying Elihu is Jesus in any no way, no rate at all. But here, I believe Elihu is a small picture of Jesus who has come and he has pointed us away from ourselves and towards Jesus. And away from self-righteousness. Now, I don't think it's just by circumstance that right after Elihu stops speaking, the skies get dark, and there's a tornado, there's a whirlwind that starts to take place. Elihu has exited. He's no longer there. Job didn't respond to him. He got done speaking. This tornado, this whirlwind comes, and God starts speaking out of the whirlwind. I don't think it's just by circumstance that happened, because I believe what God's doing is saying, Job, I'm in the whirlwind. Job, I'm in the storm. Job, I'm not just there when things are good, but I'm also there when things are bad. And God goes for 4 chapters of just telling about himself. And he's saying, Job, you've done a lot of great things. And you've done a lot of great things in my name. But you never really knew me. You never seeked a relationship with me, because if you had, you would know that I am there with you through the bad times, through the suffering, just like I am through the good times. It says, God's wanting you to know that he is in the whirlwind. Whatever storm you're going through, whatever whirlwind you're going through, he is in the whirlwind. And then at the end of the story in 42:12, we're expecting answers, right? We didn't get any answers of why Job's suffering. We didn't get any answers of what great sin he did, but what God did is he redeemed him. And he says he blessed him more at the end of his life than he did at the beginning. And that's what God's wanting to do with you. He's wanting to redeem you.